This is me. My name is Maurice. These are my sons. These are the Ukrainian orphanages where we found them. This is my house. These are my son's cats.
The adoption process can be a difficult one here at home, but imagine how challenging it is internationally. And it doesn't end when the papers are signed. Parents and children need much time to adjust to being in a new family. Author Maurice has detailed his journey of adoption in his book, Detachment, looking to the future by uncovering his family's past. Thanks for coming in this morning, Maurice.
Thank you.
So let's talk about why the book was created in the first place.
Well, I'm a writer, I'm a poet. Writing is what I do. And when we adopted the boys in 2005, I thought that we were kind of at the end of a journey there, and I immediately began writing a book. I had no idea that a lot more things needed to happen, and I needed more time to digest what had happened in order to write about it.
Now, why adopt the boys from Ukraine specifically?
The reason, really there were two main reasons. One was my father was born in Soviet Ukraine. My family is Mennonite by background, and most of them fled during World War II and came to Winnipeg. So we had roots there. Our family had lived there for about a century, and really I consider myself a Ukrainian Canadian as much as a Mennonite, so we did have roots there. My wife's family also has connections in the western part of Ukraine. And in addition to that, some people in Wolseley who we knew had successfully adopted 2 children in Ukraine shortly before we went.
Which is definitely helpful. So how have the boys helped you to kind of uncover your past through them?
Well, for one thing, I'm not sure I would have gone to Ukraine otherwise, and we ended up spending almost 3 months in country in 2005 because of the complicated bureaucratic process. We actually made 2 trips in the winter of 2005. But really, the way they helped me uncover my past, I think, is, and I handle this in the book by interweaving the story of my father's traumatic childhood with the things that happened to them and the process of adopting them. And so that was crucial for me, was to understand my own history and my father's difficult childhood while I found out about their difficult childhood and integrated them into our family.
And of course, we're talking specifically about orphanages.
Yes.
That's where you got the boys in the first place, was from an orphanage. Let's talk about attachment disorder. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. My older son, Peter, was diagnosed with attachment disorder after he was here in Canada for a little over a year. And attachment disorder is something that happens to kids when their primary caregivers are seriously unreliable in the first 3 years of the kid's life. And so the result of that is that children become profoundly mistrustful, and they have difficulty trusting their primary caregivers. So what that means when you adopt, of course, is that your child is going to have difficulty trusting you. They're going to have difficulty attaching and bonding with you in the way that just comes naturally when you're dealing with children who haven't been through those experiences. So that's what it is, and of course the title of the book plays on that.
Definitely.
Detachment, attachment disorder, and it refers to my own challenges of feeling detached in some ways and needing to develop a stronger emotional connection with the other members of my family.
Mm-hmm. So you're having a book signing that is happening tonight at McNally Robinson, 7
That's
o'clock.
right.
How can people get in on that?
Well, it's a free event. In fact, there's free cake, I believe. So it's, as you said, 7 o'clock at McNally Robinson Grant Park in the atrium right at the front.
Fantastic.
And, yeah.
Thanks so much for coming in this morning, Maurice.
Thank you again for having me.
There's still so much more to come on CTV Morning Live, including Let's Celebrate. That's coming up.